At American Back Centers, you've got nothing to lose but the pain.
The following program, BackTalk, is sponsored by American Back Center.
At American Back Centers, you've got nothing to lose but the pain.
Welcome to BackTalk with Dr. Peter Pedduzi, located at 103 Bradford Road, Building 2, Suite 100 in Wexford. Now, with BackTalk, here is Dr. Peter Pedduzi.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Peter Pedduzi with another episode of BackTalk. I'd like to start off each and every week. I'd like to say hello to our loyal listeners. Of course, thank you for listening each and every week, and a special hello to anyone who is new to this radio show. This, again, is BackTalk with myself, Dr. Peter Pedduzi. We're on every Wednesday morning on KHB 620 a.m. from 9 and 10 in the morning. Before I get started, I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. I hope the New Year has gotten off to a good start for you. And I wish you very much wealth and luck and good health throughout the good year, throughout the new year, I should say. And wish everyone good luck for the new year. And I think it's going to be a good year, and you should have an optimistic outlook for the new year coming. And I hope everyone is having a great new year to start off. And if you are new to the show, as I talk about each and every week, I'd like to remind you that we do talk about the VaxD and the very unique and wide variety of treatment options we offer at the American Back Centers. Again, the American Back Centers has been around for over 40 years right here in the local Wexford area. Dr. Dennis Miskovich started the practice, again, over 40 years ago. And roughly 20 years ago, when Dr. Miskovich saw the groundbreaking research that was done on VaxD and published in the Journal of Neurosurgery, showing for the first time and still to date the only non-invasive, non-surgical medical device that has been proven to create negative pressure, create that vacuum, and actually structurally affect a disc. I just overheard, I was listening to the end of Dr. Weiner's show, a lady talking about her 18-year-old son suffering from disc problems. Yes, the body, definitely, Dr. Weiner's 100% right, the body can definitely take care of the disc problem by itself. He talked about the issues with physical therapy, which I talk about all the time on the show. Physical therapy, in some cases, there is a time and a place for therapy with disc problems. In many cases, the therapy done too soon just makes the problem worse and does not address the actual structural cause of the problem. In some cases, if you have a mild disc problem, these type of issues can resolve themselves through natural anti-inflammatories, very conservative care, especially chiropractic care. But in some circumstances, when you're not responding, if you're not doing well with the adjustment, for whatever reason, your disc problem has gotten worse, you're not responding to physical therapy, you're not responding to at-home care, whether it's natural anti-inflammatories or over-the-counter anti-inflammatories. You may need more, and that's where VaxD comes in. And VaxD was shown, again, back in 1994, two neurosurgeons did research on real-life subjects. Again, this was published in the Journal of Neurosurgery, and then VaxD was approved by the FDA back then in 1994 for herniated disc, bulging disc, sciatica stenosis, even failed back surgery, because it structurally goes after the cause of the problem, the compression that's leading to the starving, the degeneration, the desiccation of that disc, that compressed disc, leading to herniation, bulge, extrusion, leading to sciatica, stenosis, even failed back surgery in some cases where the patient undergoes back surgery, and as we talk about on the show all the time, it may be unsuccessful. In many cases, it is very unsuccessful. Now they possibly have permanent complications, scar tissue, infection, bleeding, blood clots, all these issues that can result with spinal surgery. So, of course, we're here to educate you on a very safe, effective alternative that we here at American Back Centers have been doing for over 20 years now, helping people with these very difficult, disabling low back disc-related conditions. Whether it's a patient who's 16 years old, that's the youngest patient we've had with a disc problem, because you don't typically see disc problems before the age of 16. It just doesn't happen, fortunately. We've had patients as old as 96 undergo VaxD therapy. Very safe, effective procedure, again, backed by clinical research, and so to date, the only non-invasive, non-surgical medical device out there proven to actually structurally affect a disc. There's approximately 3,000 patients a day currently being treated with VAC-C therapy at over 300 facilities. None of these so-called decompression, disc treatment methods you hear out there advertised can come close to that. 300 facilities instituting VAC-C worldwide, medical doctors, orthopedic surgeons in private practice, physical therapists, chiropractic doctors, all using VAC-C. Again, not these other glorified decompression devices, glorified traction devices, which is what they really are, that masquerade as disc treatment options. Do your own research, as I always tell you, before you pursue any treatment option. You will see with VAC-C, VAC-C is one of a kind. Again, we've been doing VAC-C. We have great experience, one of the most experienced facilities in the country, let alone the world, instituting this type of care, because we've been doing it from the get-go. The very start of the procedure. The procedure came out approximately in 1989 in Canada. A lot of the Canadian hockey players, including Mario Lemieux, hockey referees, were using it. Dr. Dyer, who is the inventor, partial inventor, of the heart defibrillator, also was the founder and inventor of VAC-C. He was the former Surgeon General of Ontario, Canada, and so he knew a lot about it. He was a medical doctor. He's a PhD, many credentials. He himself had a herniated disc. He saw the problems even back then with back surgery, decided to develop this machine with the help of other doctors and engineers at major hospitals up in Canada. They put it on the market in approximately 1990, and it was in the U.S. in 1992, and Dr. Miskovich saw that research was done by Ramos and Martin, again, two neurosurgeons, and published in the Journal of Neurosurgery in 1994, and then he purchased 2 VAC-C tables for the American Back Centers. And since then, we've been helping thousands of patients that come through our door with these difficult disc-related conditions. Before I get to that, in the second half hour of the show, again, if you are new to the show, we have a lot of great nutrition topics we talk about. We highlight some nutritional supplements we offer here that we recommend to you. Last couple of weeks, we did run a tape last year for the holiday, but 2 weeks ago, we talked about considering racket sports and swimming to help you live longer as the most effective. The 3 top physical activities to lower your risk of death, we talked about that, including racket sports, pickleball, tennis, swimming, as well as aerobics, top the list of best physical activities for lowering the risk of premature death. We talked about how running, cycling, soccer, or football may be not as good for overall health as the 3 that we mentioned. This week, though, we have some really neat articles I want to touch on. I don't know if I'll have time to get to both of them. But the first one is 20 top health tips from 2016. It's kind of a review of 2016, some of the things we've talked about. This is from Mercola.com, MERCOLA.com. Some of the 20 top health tips from 2016. Some reminders, which we touched on, but good reminders to remind you of things you should be doing into 2017. And if we do have time, if not, we'll do it next week, an action plan for 2017 and the rest of your life. Some health tips to continue into the new year. So, again, if we have time for that, we will definitely do the second article. If not, we will do that next week. If you'd like to take a peek at either article or print them out, you can definitely go to our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is American Back Centers Pittsburgh. I encourage you to visit it. If you have time, give us a like. We would appreciate a like if you visit our Facebook page, American Back Centers Pittsburgh. And you can actually read or print out from Facebook either article that you like. They're both on there today. I just put them up there today. Again, American Back Centers Pittsburgh. Check out our page, like our page if you'd like, and check out the articles we'll be touching on this week and possibly next week if we don't have time to get to the second article today. All right. As we talk about each and every week, of course, at the American Back Centers, we are not your typical chiropractic office. As we mentioned, since 1994, the American Back Centers has specialized in the treatment of very difficult cases, including herniated disc, bulging disc, failed back and neck surgery, sciatica stenosis, degenerative disc disease, and other serious health-related issues. And we've seen some of the worst train wrecks known to man here. Some of the worst cases that have come through our door we have seen here. Patients have been to every doctor known to man. They've been to physical therapists. They've been to other chiropractors in some cases. or now the adjustment is not helping them. They have more serious disc-related issues. And, of course, we encourage them to go back to their chiropractor they were getting chiropractic from after they undergo our VAC-C therapy here. After their disc is under control, we encourage them to go back and continue to get that chiropractic care. Of course, we do it here, but we're not into stealing patients away from other doctors. We do encourage them to go back to the doctors that refer them to us, the doctors that they came from, to continue that important care, because that's important to maintain. We also give you a therapy program to strengthen your core, and we encourage you to continue that as well as correct lifting and bending technique to maintain your condition, because in most cases your condition is a permanent correction. We want to make sure you're not doing things to aggravate or possibly allow the condition to reoccur, especially if you're lifting heavy objects, doing things you shouldn't be doing, maintaining that core strength, but also getting the chiropractic care, getting your spine adjusted, keeping things the way they should be so these conditions don't reoccur. So again, we see these difficult conditions. People have been to every doctor known to man, as I mentioned, pain medication. Patients have already been through surgery, failed back surgery, failed neck surgery. With VAC-C, we have a time-tested treatment, a very safe treatment, used all over the world. We talked about over 300 facilities. There's a few hospitals, medical, orthopedic surgeons, chiropractic, physical therapists using this worldwide. No other disc treatment can even come close to that. I've heard facilities say they have 3 facilities across the country, a few facilities. 300 facilities use VAC-C worldwide. 3,000, yes, 3,000 patients a day are currently being treated with VAC-C therapy. So as I always ask, if you're out there listening, if you yourself have these type of problems, you know someone suffering with severe low back pain or even neck pain, as we're going to touch on our neck treatments here in a few moments. Unresponsive to your current treatment, you want to avoid further pain medication, over-the-counter prescription, physical therapy not working for you, pain shots, injections not working. We talk about how they are just symptomatic in most cases. I have patients come in every day, they tell me, my PCP, my specialist, is sending me to a pain clinic for pain shots. They give me relief for maybe a few days. Then the pain comes back. But they continue to do these, and again, a money-making procedure. I hate to say it, a money-making procedure for these doctors. And for some doctors, it's only about money these days, unfortunately. Then they go for a surgical consult. The surgeon typically tells them, come back and see me when the pain is unbearable, because you're not ready for surgery. You're not a surgical candidate. They know in most cases that patient's going to go back, get further pain shots, further physical therapy, and in most cases not get any better. And they'll be back knocking on the door, waiting for surgery. We all know with surgery, it's a permanent procedure with possible permanent complications, and the success rate is very, very low. We talked about how they snip off the disc, whether it's through the laser procedure that costs you thousands of dollars out of pocket, or the scalpel discectomy, the regular disc surgery. Snipping off a piece of the disc via laser or scalpel, not really addressing that compression again. So the compression still continues to occur, so it's only a matter of time till that pain comes back. The arthritis, the bone spurs continue to progress, get worse, and then the pain returns, and then guess what? You have to get another surgery. And then in many cases, they want to do a fusion surgery eventually down the line. Rods and screws, very, very invasive. We know the problems of that as well. So don't let yourself, your neighbors, your friends get caught up in this type of procedure, this process, which can end up with severe disability. I know it myself. My father-in-law, before he knew me, had a fusion surgery after multiple back surgeries, and now he's left disabled for the rest of his life. Not able to work since the age of 51 because of this. Can't even cut his own grass because of his disability from the multiple back surgeries. So if your symptoms are radiating into your hip, your buttocks, your groin, down your leg, numbness and tingling, weakness in your legs, you may be a candidate for VAC-C therapy. And again, the only way you're going to know if you're a candidate is by coming in and talking with us and scheduling a consultation. We'll talk about that here in a few moments, how you can do that. Again, the VAC-C is the only FDA-approved, safe, clinically proven, non-surgical, non-invasive disc treatment. Conditions include herniated or degenerated discs, posterior facet syndrome, degenerative joint disease, arthritis, degenerative disc disease, sciatica, stenosis, numbness and tingling, and even extremely effective with failed back surgery conditions in people, even with people with multiple failed back surgeries. We've had people with 5, 6, it's scary to think, but 5, 6 failed back surgeries. We've had people with fusion surgeries. As long as your entire spine is not fused, again, as I talk about in the show many, many times, as long as the entire back is not fused, a segment is fused, that causes compensation above and below. Those areas are starting to suffer. We can help you with those areas. Our approach is a little bit more conservative when we do that, of course, but we definitely can help you even if you have a fusion, as long as your entire back is not fused. Stats show a 92% success rate if VAC-C starts within 30 days of your disc problem. Our success rate is slightly higher than the national average, anywhere between 92 to 96% if you're accepted for care here at our office. Again, we've been doing this for over 20 years at the American Back Centers, so we've gotten better and better and better. We've perfected our protocols. Our protocols are unique to our office. Nobody does it exactly like we do it here, with the addition of supplements, modalities, exercise, therapy, added into our program to make our program even more successful. So we have one of the highest success rates in the country, namely because of our experience in the many years of doing it here at the American Back Center. It's one of the first facilities in the world instituting this type of care. The unique VAC-C treatment table is protected by patents issued in the U.S. as well as internationally. We talked about how Dr. Dyer played a part in inventing the heart defibrillator. He invented the VAC-C with combined efforts of physicians, engineers, and technicians at major hospitals back in 1989. So we are doctors dedicated to bringing you long-term relief and avoiding the need for surgery now as well as into the future. Don't wait until your condition worsens. Call us today. Our toll-free number is 1-888-222-8293. Again, not 1-800. It's 1-888-222-8293 or 724-935-3300. Our fax number, which I encourage you to use, especially if you're coming from a great distance. We have people coming from as far as Ohio, New York, West Virginia, Eastern PA, all over the country, really, but primarily the tri-state area here we see patients from. And if you're coming from a great distance, you can fax over your MRI, CT report, even X-ray report to our office. We'll take a look at it. Just put your name and phone number on the top. In some cases, if we see something obvious, which would be a contraindication to the treatment, we can call you and save you a trip out here. So our fax number is 724-935-3321, 724-935-3321. Again, that's our fax number. In many cases, it's very simple. You just have to remember where you had the imaging done, call that facility, give them our fax number. And in many cases, they can do all the work for you. They can fax over your report right to our fax machine without you doing anything. So again, 724-935-3321. Our office number, again, is 724-935-3300, 3300, or toll-free 1-888-222-8293. Also, visit our website. Our web address is www.americanback, B-A-C-K, centers with an S.com. Again, www.americanbackcenters with an S.com. You can actually request an appointment right on the website as well. We'll get back to you within 24 hours, and we can get that particular time and date that you request on the website. So we do give you options to request an appointment, time and date, and we try to accommodate you as best as possible. Again, we do fill up very quickly, so we do encourage you to call sooner than later. In some cases, we have people that they have an appointment, say, this week, and they call and have to change it to another day into the future, and we may have some openings that we can squeeze you into. Definitely, if you have an emergency circumstance, we can try to squeeze you in. In some cases, we've seen many, many new patients in one day to accommodate emergency situations, so we can definitely do that if you're in severe pain. Don't worry, we'll try to get you in much, much sooner than later. But again, we do book up very quickly, so call us. If we're not here, you can always leave us a message with the best time and date that you would like to come in, as well as best in time to call you back to confirm that. So again, our phone number is 1-888-222-8293 or 724-935-3300. And again, you can request an appointment on the website, www.americanbackcenters.com. Also, you can visit our blog. If you check out our website, you can see our blog. You can sign up for our daily health update newsletter on the website as well, where you get a wealth of health tips sent to your email each and every day. There's an inspirational quote for the day that's on the daily health update newsletter as well, so it's a great way to start off the day. If you want to take a look at it, you can, or if you don't have time, just skip over it or delete it. The next day you'll have new health tips and a quote for the day to start off the day each and every day. You also, free of charge, automatically get signed up when you sign up for the daily health update newsletter for the monthly In Good Hands newsletter. This is a monthly nutritional informational packet, anywhere between 7 and 10 pages of information from all over the world, from some of the greatest minds. Some of these people have been on Dr. Oz, The Doctor's Show, Cleveland Clinic. Very, very intelligent, famous people, doctors that contribute to this monthly In Good Hands newsletter. This is put out once a month, and you get this free of charge sent to your email when you sign up for the daily health update newsletter. So again, go to our website and look for the newsletter. Give us your information, and we can send it to you, and you'll get signed up, I should say, free of charge, and it's going to be sent right to your email daily and then monthly, the In Good Hands newsletter. Also, you can take a look at our blog. You can go directly to our blog by going to www.drpeterpeduzziblog.com. Information on back pain, neck pain, headaches, carpal tunnel, joint pain, whiplash, and more. At our blog, it's updated each and every week. drpeterpeduzziblog.com. You can get direct access by going to our website. We can go directly by going to that web address I just gave you. All right, so a little bit more about our office. In addition to the VAXD, which of course is a medical procedure, the only FDA-approved, safe, clinically proven non-surgical disc treatment used by medical doctors, orthopedic surgeons, chiropractic doctors, and physical therapists worldwide in over 300 facilities. We also offer cervical disc treatment options, as I mention each and every week. If you have a disc problem in the neck, radiculopathy, pain, numbness going down your arm, into your shoulder. In many cases, people think it's a shoulder issue, and it may be. And that's the purpose of coming in for a consultation. We examine you. We ask the questions. We will determine if it's coming from the shoulder, if it's coming from the hand, the wrist, if it's coming from the neck. In many cases, if it's coming from the neck, we have treatment options which would help with that, whether it's a disc problem, a compressed nerve, bulging disc, herniated disc, degenerated disc, even failed neck surgery. We have great success helping people following a failed neck surgery with our specific treatment options. Cervical decompression, as well as the therapy and rehab that we offer here for those specific problems. State-of-the-art facilities for the therapy and the rehab, individualized programs, ergonomic and postural instruction. So we look at everything you're doing at work, at home, that possibly could be contributing to the problem. We have structured rehab programs for the neck, the back, the shoulder, the knee, the ankle, fingers, foot, and so on. Our multifaceted approach can treat these wrist, hand, finger, foot, ankle, knee problems, the extremities. We adjust those areas. We do therapy on those areas. We take care of those areas. Examples including tendonitis, rotator cuff, carpal tunnel, frozen shoulder. We have great massage therapists instituting deep tissue massage, myofascial trigger point therapy, acupressure, as well as reflexology. One of our massage therapists actually works part-time for a professional sports team here in Pittsburgh. So he's very experienced. He's very good. And that is the muscular component. And again, we have chiropractic issues we're addressing here, therapy issues, as well as the disc specific treatment. So we have all this all under one roof. including comprehensive nutritional consultations, which we can actually send to you, the radio listener, if you can't get into our office. And it's very comprehensive. It's from Standard Process, giving you a, quote, symptom survey addressing the possible symptoms you may be experiencing. And then once we get it back, we can grade it, per se, and give you an accurate, individual, comprehensive nutritional profile. So again, this is free. If you'd like to try, just give our office a call. We can send it to you, and you can send it back to us, and we can score it for you. Custom-made orthotics, we have patients each and every day going through the scanning process. The scanning process is so much more accurate than the old-style casting kit. Put your foot into a cast. Very, very, very individualized. Patients are seeing dramatic results with that last 5 to 10%. People that have knee problems, ankle problems, back problems, hip problems, a lot of it may be stemming from the ground up. So we look at those feet. We see that there's many problems in those feet based on the scan in some cases, and we give them after the company makes. We send the electronic scan to the company, and they make after about 5 to 7 business days. I actually have 4 of them sitting right here in front of me waiting for patients to come in tomorrow. Individualized scans of their feet. They make a custom-made orthotic specifically for your foot dysfunction, which makes a huge difference, again, in that kinetic chain from the ground up. In many cases, may take away your hip pain, your knee pain, your ankle pain, even your back pain in some circumstances, because that's the last thing that we weren't seeing. You've gone to another doctor, possibly. They weren't even looking at your feet. We finally look at the feet, and that is the last issue, that last 5 to 10% in some cases of your problem. So we do that computerized digital scanning system. If you'd like to try that, just call us, and we can schedule you for a consultation to come in and do that. In-house X-ray, nerve conduction testing, ultrasound testing done by the X-ray is in-house, but we have an outside facility, Lakeside Medical, that does the nerve conduction ultrasound testing if we need that, to see if the patient has any nerve damage, possibly from a failed back surgery, neck surgery, diabetics. Carpal tunnel can be diagnosed very accurately with nerve conduction testing. Convenient MRI facility right across the street. So if you need an MRI, CT scan, North Pittsburgh Imaging is right across the street from our office. We can send you right there. In many cases, if we have patients coming from a great distance, we can schedule the MRI, and we try to squeeze you in the same day as your appointment. So even if we're full over here, we'll try to squeeze you in and go over those films with you the same day, so you don't have to make another special trip out here. You can get your MRI, come right across the street, we'll go over the films, and then we'll determine if there's any problems with getting the treatment, contraindications, and making sure, of course, that there's indications, reasons why the treatment would help you, looking at this MRI and fully diagnosing your condition, and then determining if you'd be a good candidate for the therapy. Finally, I'm also a certified personal trainer, as I talk about each and every week. We can help you get back in the gym and do things right. So many people, I hate to laugh about it, do things incorrectly in the gym. They hurt themselves. They end up back at our office. And again, it's more money for us, but it's not about money. It's about getting the patient well. And again, we educate you on things, even as far as going into the gym, making sure you're doing things correctly so you're not hurting yourself. When we talk about VAXD and we talk about our protocol here, our protocol is physician-directed. Our protocol engages other modalities as needed on a case-by-case basis. We mentioned we have over 20 years of experience, and we screen out and decline candidates whose medical records and evaluation indicate we are unlikely to help them. So if we are unlikely to help you, of course, we will tell you and refer you out to the appropriate specialist. So a little bit more about VAXD. If you are new to VAXD in general, VAXD works by a very sophisticated computer. The VAXD table and its computer work with each individual patient, adjusting back tension, which in turn adjusts interdiscal pressure moment by moment. The computer adjusts the tension in small amounts so that the muscles in the lower back do not spasm or contract during treatment, which allows decompression to take place. This is unlike what you will see with these glorified decompression disc treatments you hear out there advertised all the time. Neutrodismosis, disc decompression, a lot of these Chattanooga tables you see out there advertised, just glorified traction tables. And again, I encourage you, do your own research. You will see this. Don't believe anything that anyone says on any radio show or station. Do your own research. You will see this, that again, these are glorified traction devices. Only VAXD has the research, the documentation, the FDA approval showing that it actually does what it says it does. If you'd like to schedule a free consultation at no cost or obligation, of course, call us. We'll sit down with you, answer all your questions. We encourage you. Bring somebody in with you if you can. Number one, it's helpful to have somebody drive you out here if you're in pain, of course. But also to make sure all your questions are answered. Make sure you don't forget anything. Of course, you can always call us when you get home if you forget something. That's not a problem. But it's always helpful to have somebody with you. Bring in any list of any medications that you may be on when you come in for your consultation. Bring in any X-rays, MRIs, or CTs that you may have had done in the past when you come in for the consultation. And again, we'll sit down and answer all your questions, do a detailed history, physical exam, neurological exam as well, and then determine if you'd be a good candidate for the VAXD, the cervical disc treatment options, any of the things we offer, even the orthotics, any treatment we offer here, we will do a consultation to determine if this would be right for you, and if you, especially with the VAXD and the cervical disc treatment options, if you are accepted for care, your success rate is much, much higher than any other so-called disc treatment option out there, because our procedure is that good, of course, and research, but also we have over 20 years of experience seeing patients come in our doors, so we know who's going to do well and who's not going to. That only comes with many, many years of experience. We have a free DVD. This is when Channel 11 WPXI did a medical breakthroughs report, and this was broadcasted on Channel 11 News about 10, 15 years ago. Even back then, they were seeing how we were helping people with these disc-related issues. There's some great patient testimonials on this DVD. Also, Dr. Miskovich is interviewed by Channel 11, and he talks about how VAXD works. You can actually see it in operation. So it's a wonderful DVD, so you're introduced to how VAXD works, and you can see it in operation. So call us today and get the free DVD. We also have the research papers, which we touch on all the time. We have the blue workers' comp booklet, which we can send out to you free of charge, especially if you've been hurt at work. Again, so many people are taken advantage of, and they don't know their rights as an injured worker. So we hate to see that, of course. This booklet, as well as the yellow booklet, which we'll touch on here in a second, was done by the same attorney firm out in Philadelphia, so they're not going to be calling you. They're not going to be soliciting you. And I'm very happy and surprised they continue to send us these booklets, even though they get really no business from the patients in this area, because most people aren't going to use a attorney from the Philadelphia region. Of course, you could if you want, but these booklets are done by attorneys out in the Philadelphia region, and they show you your rights specifically for the state of Pennsylvania, because every state is slightly different. That's important to note, and many people are taken advantage of. I see it each and every day where people come in, they're told simply untruths about things they can and cannot do, and they believe it because they have no idea what their rights are. So many people are taken advantage of. So I do encourage you, if you know someone, you yourself are currently in a workers' comp case, workers' comp injury, call and get the free blue booklet. I give it to all my workers' comp patients so they know their rights. We also have a yellow auto accident personal injury booklet. If you're involved in an auto accident, if this is a booklet that you need to read, make sure you know your rights again. Of course, if you've been hurt in a whiplash case, car accident, we have the best treatment options. Disc-related issues that can resolve from a car accident, whiplash cases, we do the best rehab, therapy, chiropractic, massage, all under one roof, addressing your problem and getting you out of pain as quickly as possible. Same thing goes with the work-related injuries. Many people end up lifting something at work. Truck drivers, delivery people, nurses, people get hurt at work, and it may be a back issue, a neck issue, which we definitely can address with a therapy and rehab, chiropractic, all under one roof. But if it's a disc-related issue, we are definitely the place to come, because that's our specialty, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. So call and get the free blue workers' comp book or the yellow auto accident booklet. Again, these are totally free of charge. Just want to make mention, I did see this. You know, we talk about some of these questionable spinal traction devices that are out there, and just reading this news article, local prosecutors have won injunctions and civil penalties against 2 Central Coast doctors and are asking for anyone who is treated with these questionable spinal traction devices to notify their office. They claimed FDA-approved medical technology that offered a 96% success rate for treating disabling back pain without surgery. Remember, we talked about this DRX 9000. That's why a lot of these doctors that are advertising their disc therapies, even in the Pittsburgh area, aren't telling you what they're doing, because in many cases they have these devices, this accidental NASA discovery, they claimed, and investigating avenues of possible civil and criminal actions against this company for these misleading advertising. So it's unfortunate because some of these patients were getting hurt. Doctors were being fined for violating false advertising laws by different states throughout the U.S., and it's very unfortunate. And in many cases, these companies go out of business, and they come back in business and manufacture these tables, and they claim all these things that simply are not true. FDA-approved medical technology, NASA discovery, NASA sued them in the past, stating that they have no association with these companies whatsoever. So it's very important to note that, at least with VaxD, as a doctor, I know I have something that's research that's been around for many, many years. They continue to get better and perfect things. And it's something that actually does what it says. As a patient, I would want the same thing. I would want something that's not a traction device, not masquerading, not trying to hide anything. It actually is the real deal. With VaxD, you have real science backed by real results. Over 20 years of success. Professional athletes, talked about Mary Lemieux, Greg Lloyd. Greg Lloyd was a patient here a while back. We had Forrest Whitaker. He came here not for me. He came here for the VaxD because he started it down in Georgia, was doing a movie up here, and wanted to continue it because it was working for him, because it truly does work. Professional athletes in the NBA, NFL, NHL, Olympic athletes have all used VaxD, not these other so-called traction devices. All right, before we get into the nutritional segments today, as I always do, I want to highlight some of the key supplements that we offer to our patients. We have so much here, including the symptom survey to help give you a natural, I should say not a natural, but an individual nutritional program based on your symptoms, not somebody else's, but your actual individual symptoms. But some of the supplements I like to highlight from time to time, of course, the Pro Omega CoQ10. I tell patients all the time that come in that are on statin drugs, I'm not going to, say get off the statin drug. It's not my place. I'm not your primary care doctor. I'm not your medical doctor. It's not my place. I can't do that. But I can inform you you need to be taking CoQ10 if you're on a statin drug. It's essential. The statin drug will destroy your body. It causes that fatigue. It causes that soreness throughout the body. I tell them, even go to WebMD if you don't believe me. Do the research yourself. You will see that. Well, this product combines fish oil in a concentrated form, and I talk to my patients all the time about making sure your fish oil is concentrated. Even my mother, until I educated her, was buying a fish oil that had 2,000 grams of fish oil, but if you look at the concentration of EPA DHA, it was only 300. Of that 2,000 was EPA DHA. That's what you need to have the health benefits, the heart health, and even the cholesterol reduction benefits. If you don't have that high concentration, then you just have a poor store-grade fish oil. So with this company, you don't worry about that because they have concentrated fish oils, but this product combines the concentrated fish oil with a therapeutic dose of CoQ10. It's not a small amount. It's a therapeutic dose of CoQ10. So I tell people you save money because you're getting the fish oil and the CoQ10 in one pill for the same price as you would buy your fish oil anyways. Non-GMO, very safe, free of contaminants such as mercury and other toxic metals, because this company does a strict job with third-party testing, and it does a great job. So the Pro Omega CoQ10, I highly recommend to my patients on statin drugs, as well as just in general for general overall health, because you have the fish oil with the CoQ10. I take it myself in one pill. So you actually save money by not having to buy two separate products. Also, if you're looking for a natural muscle relaxant, there's many people that are skeptical. They've tried Flexerol, they've tried Soma, the prescription muscle relaxants, and they said it's done nothing for me. And then I tell them, try Formula 303. It's a natural muscle relaxant. It's actually guaranteed. And patients love this because it works. It actually helps them sleep in some circumstances. But the main thing is it helps relax those tight, tense muscles, those spasms. Even better, and this is from personal experience as well as patients that come to my office, better than prescription Flexerol. So if you'd like to try any of these two products, Pro Omega CoQ10 or Formula 303, call our office, and we can send them out to you for a small shipping fee, or you can save some money and pick them up right here at our office. Finally, also, we talk about some of the best joint replace supplements for restoring health of the disc, as well as your joints, hip, knee, ankle, fingers, where you may have arthritis or loss of cartilage. The esterified fatty acid complex, which now comes in a cream form, topical cream, or tablets. We're seeing amazing results with our patients, especially patients that have not done well with hyaluronic acid or glucosamine. World-class research done, world-class clinical studies conducted by highly regarded researchers on EFAC, or esterified fatty acid complex, have shown both short-term and long-term benefits of the cream as well as the tablets when applied daily for a month. When we talk about the cream, as well as taking the tablets daily for 1 month. Absorption is key. The absorption of the cream is very high, so that makes a big difference as well as the capsules. Capsules showing, again, comparison with research with people that have not done well with glucosamine or hyaluronic acid have benefited when they take it EFAC. There's even stories that they have research showing veterinarians and dogs and cats success with arthritis and cartilage loss, with restoration of the cartilage and improvement of the arthritis, even in animals. So veterinarians are also using this esterified fatty acid complex as well. So if you'd like to try it, and especially if you've not done well with hyaluronic acid or glucosamine, you may want to try esterified fatty acid complex. It's brand new, and they're seeing great results. We're seeing it with our patients as well as nationwide, and research supporting it. If you'd like to try, call our office. You can pick it up here at the American Back Centers, or we can ship it to you for a small shipping fee. And finally, we have the all-in-one liquid multivitamin, which I recommend to anyone. I take it myself, called Intramax. 100% carbon-bound organic, nothing unnatural in this product. It's a liquid product, so it's highly absorbed. You're not wasting your money. You're not taking a big horse pill that may or may not be dissolved in your body and may end up in your toilet. 100% vegetarian, 100% natural, no additives, no preservatives, 100% drug-free. It's called Intramax. They also have the IntraKid for the kids. We do offer free shipping on your first bottle of Intramax or IntraKid. So call us today. If you'd like to try it, we can ship it to your home, again, free of charge for your first bottle only. All right, so we're going to get into the nutritional segment today, 20 top health tips from 2016. As we go on to state, this is from drmccullough.com, goes on to state, it's that time again, time to embrace a new year and a fresh start in our continued journey into a healthier, happier life. With a nod to our upcoming 20th anniversary in 2017, he's talking about McCullough.com, I've selected 20 tips from my 20 most popular articles of 2016. So this is 20 tips from his 20 most popular articles of last year. If you haven't read them all, you're in for a treat as they cover a wide variety of health topics. Number 1, optimize your mitochondrial metabolism. We're now starting to realize that mitochondrial dysfunction is at the core of virtually all diseases, and support for nutritional ketosis is growing by leaps and bounds. 2016 was a breakthrough year for this kind of information. For over 80 years, nutritional ketosis has been the standard of care for intractable seizures in children. Now we're finding it can benefit a wide variety of other diseases, including neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, obesity, diabetes, heart failure, heart disease, arthritis, and more. One of the reasons it works so well is because it drives your inflammation down to its very low levels. When inflammation disappears, your body can heal. It also takes the proverbial foot off the gas pedal of aging. Without this information, people will continue to die prematurely. At present, the cancer industry is focusing on the downstream effects of the problem, which is why the war on cancer has been such a miserable failure. When you view cancer as a metabolic disease, you can actually target and manage the disease without creating systemic toxicity. You do this primarily by targeting the fuels that the cancer cells use, primarily glucose. So if it has glucose, cancer is going to grow. Without the appropriate fuel, the cancer cells cannot grow and multiply. 6 strategies that will help optimize your mitochondrial function include peak fasting and other types of fasting, eating foods low in net carbs and protein and high in healthy fats, optimizing your iron levels by getting ferritin 60 nanograms per milliliter, exercise, reduce mitochondrial reactive oxygen species, ROS, production by avoiding foods at least 3 hours before bedtime. So don't eat at least 3 hours before bedtime. Get sensible sun exposure, as a majority of the energy your body needs to maintain systemic equilibrium comes from environmental infrared light exposure. Avoid LED lighting. We're going to talk about that here in the next section. So number 2, avoid LED lights. LED lighting may actually be one of the most damaging non-native EMF radiation exposures you have on a daily basis. You cannot feel near-infrared heat, but you can see it. But it has a major beneficial effect in terms of health. Near-infrared frequencies are what is missing in non-thermal artificial light sources like LEDs and fluorescent lights. Importantly, it appears to promote age-related macular degeneration, which is a leading cause of blindness. The primary blue light exposed by LEDs also generates excessive amounts of ROS, thereby exacerbating health problems rooted in mitochondrial dysfunction, which run the gamut from metabolic disorder to cancer. The healthiest indoor lighting includes clear, incandescent light bulbs, thermal analog light source, a low-voltage halogen lights operated only on DC, not AC, which creates dirty electricity, and or fragrance-free candles. But particularly mindful to use only incandescents at night. After sunset, considered best to be put on a pair of blue blocking glasses. Number 3, try peak fasting. One lifestyle factor that appears to be driving obesity in many chronic disease processes is the fact that we eat too much and too frequently. When you eat throughout the day and never skip a meal, your body adapts to burning sugar as its primary fuel, which downregulates enzymes which utilize and burn stored fat. Many biological repair and rejuvenation processes also take place when the body is not busy processing foods. Mounting research suggests your body was designed to cycle through periods of feast and famine. Without periods of fasting, your health suffers. So try peak fasting. Number 4, monitor your iron levels. Iron overload is incredibly common and as likely as dangerous to your health as vitamin D deficiency. Elevated iron creates excessive free radicals that damages your mitochondrial DMA, cell membranes, and electron transport proteins. If left untreated, it can damage your organs and contribute to cancer, heart disease, diabetes, as well as other diseases. So he suggests serum ferritin tests measure stored iron levels. He recommends all adults get this test done on an annual basis. Ideally, your serum ferritin should be between 20 and 80 nanograms per milliliter. Somewhere between 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter is the sweet spot for adult men and non-menstruating women. If your ferritin level is above 80, your solution is to donate blood. If it's over 200, a more aggressive phlebotomy schedule is recommended. Number 5, boost your body's repair and regeneration process. The term means self-eating, refers to the processes by which your body cleans out various debris, including toxins, and recycles damaged cell components. By boosting your body's process of self-eating, you dampen inflammation, slowing down the aging process, and optimizing biological function. Here are 4 strategies to boost your body's self-eating process. Number 1, exercise. The amount of exercise required to stimulate this process in humans is still unknown. However, it is believed that intense exercise, which we've talked about on the show many, many times, the HIT, high-intensity interval training, intense exercise is more effective than mild exercise. Spending at least 30% of your workout on high-intensity exercise boosts longevity by 13% compared to exercising at a consistently moderate pace. Number 2, avoid excess protein. One of the quickest ways to shut down the self-eating process is to eat large amounts of protein. So to avoid this, limit your protein to 1 gram of protein per kilogram of lean body mass. Number 3, fasting. As we just mentioned, another biological stressor that produces many beneficial results. In fact, many of the benefits associated with fasting, such as reduced risk of diabetes and heart disease, can at least be in part attributed to this process. Number 4, nutritional ketogenesis. 4th strategy to boost this process. To accomplish this, you need to cut down on non-fiber carbs, increase the amount of healthy fats in your diet, along with moderate amount of protein. Number 6 step, implement nutritional ketosis. Nutritional ketosis is an effective way to improve your health. It can also be used for prevention and treatment of chronic disease, including cancer and diseases rooted in toxicity. If your mitochondria are functioning properly, they will efficiently metabolize fat. If they don't, it suggests you're primarily burning carbohydrates as primary fuel. Nutritional ketosis involves removing sugars and processed carbohydrates from your diet, replacing these lost calories with healthy fats and moderate amounts of high-quality protein, so like avocados, olives, healthy fats, coconut oil, MCT oil, organic pasteurized butter, raw nuts such as macadamia, pecans, seeds such as black sesame, pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, organic pasteurized eggs, grass-fed meats, to name a few. This tool will radically improve your ability to understand what you're eating and follow a ketogenic diet as a nutrient tracker. Number 7, increase your consumption of MCT oil. MCTs can be divided into 4 categories based on their carbon length, which ranges from 6 to 12 carbons. As we skip on down here, we don't have time to go over the whole thing here. We're just going to skip on down into the key points. Caprylic acid, also converted to ketones far more rapidly than more common C8 and C10 mixtures. Since MCT oil, especially caprylic oil, is far more concentrated source than coconut oil, it's often appropriate for clinical uses, which include appetite reduction and weight loss, improved cognitive and neurological function, increased energy, and improved athletic performance. So, besides coconut oil, kernel oil, small amounts of MCT oil can be found in butter and other high-fat dairy products such as grass-fed cows and goat, cheese, and milk. Number 8, eat more of these 18 foods to promote muscle growth. Foods include wild-caught salmon, avocado, spinach, kale, bananas, papaya, MCT oil, coconut oil, sprouts, watermelon, berries, and grapefruit, as well as raw nuts, grass-fed beef, as we mentioned, mushrooms, broccoli, whey protein, and authentic virgin olive oil. Number 9, properly manage your intake of vitamins and nutrients. We talk about getting your the bulk of your nutrition primarily from real food. Much better than getting it from a supplement, but if you need supplements in some cases, vitamin D3, unless you're getting sufficient amounts of sun exposure year-round, which, of course, we talk about here in Pittsburgh. Even if the sun's out in the winter, you're not getting vitamin D. It's not above 50 degrees or above the horizon, so it's not actually producing vitamin D. And we talked about that app on the phone, Vitamin D Minder, that actually tells you when the sun in your area is actually producing vitamin D because it's above that 50-degree mark. So if you're not getting that, then supplementing vitamin D3, especially in the winter months, would make sense. And vitamin K2, we talk about the addition of K2 with the D3 so that calcium that's being absorbed does not go into the arteries. We talked about that. We have a nice product called Ultra K2D3 that does that. Also, our L-arginine Complete also has the balanced amount of K2D3 in it as well. So look for that in your product. Animal-based omega-3 fats, such as fats found in fish oil or krill oil, another nutrient that most people simply don't get enough of. If you still haven't shifted away from processed foods, vitamin C may be worth considering, as processed foods will not provide you with enough of vitamin C. If you're not getting or eating traditionally fermented foods, it may be wise to take a high-quality probiotic supplement, or at least consider increasing your consumption of fresh vegetables, as this provides important nourishment for beneficial bacteria in your gut, which we know is a very important part of your immune system. Number 10, maintaining healthy kidneys. Kidney stones are truly agonizing if you've ever had them. I hopefully never will have them, but I've talked to patients and they compare it to childbirth as far as pain. So drinking plenty of water to avoid dehydration, limiting your protein intake to 1/2 gram of protein per pound or 1 gram per kilogram of lean body mass. Avoid foods high in oxalates, such as Swiss chard, beets, tea, sweet potatoes, rhubarb, chocolate, okra, almonds, and spinach if you're at risk for kidney stones. Making sure you're getting enough magnesium as well, also important for kidney functioning. All right, we still have quite a few left because there's 20 on here, so we'll definitely do that next week. So definitely stay tuned for the second half of the 20 health tips for 2016. Also, if we have time, we'll get into the action plan for 2017 into the next few weeks. All right, we are short on time, so as always, I leave you with some final closing thoughts. Again, the real question should be, why would you even think about surgery with all its complications and lack of success, not including the normal risks, including infection, bleeding, or blood clots, when VAXD is an option? Remember, VAXD is a non-invasive treatment with a much higher success rate than surgery, pain injections, or physical therapy. Many patients go this route and eventually end up at our office wishing they would have come to us first. Remember, VAXD addresses the structural issues, the cause, not just the symptoms. Truly, structurally repairing the disc, restoring the fluid content, taking the compression off the spine of the disc, relieving your pain associated with low back pain, disc problems, herniated, degenerated, extruded, foot drop, sciatica, stenosis, numbness and tingling, and even failed back surgery conditions. I want to thank everyone for listening. We'll be on next Wednesday and every Wednesday with another episode of Back Talk. This is Dr. Peter Pedduzi. Have a good week. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Back Talk with Dr. Peter Pedduzi, sponsored by American Back Center, 103 Bradford Road, Building 2, Suite 100 in Wexford. For more information or to contact Dr. Pedduzi for an appointment, call 724-935-3300 or toll free 888-222-8293. That's 888-222-8293. And join us again for Back Talk with Dr. Peter Pedduzi.
At American Back Centers, you've got nothing to lose but the pain.